What's up, people? I am back. Sorry about the no Gremlins video yesterday. I'm still doing that this week. I'm probably gonna do it either Friday. I might just do two videos, or I'll do Gremlins on the weekend. But today, yeah, Jack Frost somehow got a sequel. And I've seen like people review it, like roast it, but I've never actually watched the whole thing. And man, it is a trip. Like, it's definitely worse, but it's still funny. Like, at least like you have Jack there. Granted, he's like a mutant now, so he has like superpowers. Like, and this was just them being cheap. That the first few minutes of the movie when he first gets like out, he's essentially a non-figure. So he's not like the big snowman until like way later. So I think that was just them being lazy. So he would kill people, but like there's one scene where he kills somebody as the fucking carrot, and but as the carrot, and he's like talking, and then there's a scene where he can turn into like ice cubes, and it's so weird. But yeah, basically the story is essentially it's the same characters from the last movie. So the same sheriff from the last movie, basically still feels like Jack is still alive, so his family decides to take him to this island. I don't even remember what the name of the island is, I'll be honest. Basically, it's so you could be away from like the snow, which somehow while this happens, the way Jack gets fucking woken up from the antifreeze is so like they dig up the antifreeze, the container that he was in the end of the last movie, and some guy cleaning accidentally spills it, and it mixes with the water, so he's now like free. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious how he gets released. But like this one at least plays into like it's like I think these movies know what they are. This movie knows what it is. So like you have a scene where like in the last one, granted he doesn't fuck her to death, but he poses as like because there's like this model before he kills her. He poses as like this thing of ice cubes so he can like be placed on her tits. It's funny. Like at least like this movie has things like that. So he travels, but because of there's some psychic link between the two. This movie makes no sense, but it is hilarious. I think it keeps up the spirit of the first one. So in the sense of it just knows how ridiculous it is, and they try to do the antifreeze thing again. Like you literally use like fucking squirt guns to squirt them with antifreeze, and it didn't work this time. And then yeah, he somehow spawns little babies, and that's gonna be this the thumbnail of this video. And yeah, it knows what it is. I would almost say watch it just so you can laugh at it. Watch the first one and this one back to back. It is ridiculous. Essentially, you can. The acting, in my opinion, is even worse in this one. You have like this colonel character who owns this resort, and he looks like he should be in like a 20s movie. Like he looks like he should be like looking for like fucking lions, the way he's dressed. And then yeah, you have like this stoner fucking Jamaican guy. These characters, I love it. This movie knows what it is. So at least this is a fun one, because the bad movie I'm reviewing tomorrow is After Earth. And I don't understand how you can take Will Smith and make him boring as fuck, and then you have to have him follow his shit son who cannot act in After Earth. So I'm going to be reviewing that tomorrow, and I'm going to be saying I'm going to be yelling a lot. Because that movie, I think there's, once again, in a lot of bad M. Night movies, there's actually some good ideas in there that could maybe work, but then they don't fucking... But then also the movie gives the fucking name, like, Cypher Rage. Like, what the fuck? Is this some 80s action flick? Yeah, so I'm gonna be roasting that tomorrow. Because, like, how you can make Will Smith boring as fuck, I just don't know. So, At least Jack Frost 2 is just a meme. So, but yeah, we'll get started. Objectively, this is like a 3 out of 10. If I were to give it like subjective, I'm probably gonna give it a 6. I had fun with it. It knows how bad it is. There's this like agent character that the sheriff talks to that every fucking scene that he comes on, they play this like generic, like almost like it's supposed to be like revealing shock reveal music, and it's so bad. I fucking love it. Like that's what I mean. Like you can have fun with it. And almost like, yeah, you could watch this one, Jack Frost 1 and this one back to back. You really can, because it's pretty much directly right after it. So yeah. And you could tell the actor who played Jack had fun with it. So it's like it's a bad movie, but it knows what it is. So I would watch it again if I'm in like a mood to get fucked up and watch this. You know, watch the first one and then this one back to back. I'd do it. So but, here we go. And yeah, I have a new bomb. So but, cheers. So the movie opens up basically kind of like the last one. It takes place from the last where the last one leaves off. There's these people digging up the location of where they left the antifreeze full of Jack, which you know, like obviously we can question how the fuck would they know where that was. How the fuck would they know where he was hidden? But whatever. It's one of those things, you just don't question it. So yeah, they find it. And then he's taken to a lab and they're trying to experiment on him. And then one day, I think it's like the janitor just comes in and fucking cleans. And he accidentally knocks the antifreeze into some water, I think. Causes a reaction and basically Jack's back, but I'm thinking it's budget reason because this was a straight to DVD. Because that's what I was told. This was basically a straight to DVD sequel. That maybe they just didn't want to probably pay for having the big suit, which they do have later in the movie. But you could tell they didn't want to do a whole scene of him in the suit, and it was supposed to be on some island, which they probably didn't actually go to. They probably filmed somewhere else. But they probably were still skimping out, so they probably just like, fuck it, we're gonna not have him in the suit, and we'll just say since he's like he's mutated now, he basically could just be in a non-physical form, basically. So they could just be cheap. So he'll just be talking, even as like this scene, he breaks down into like a bunch of water and then leaves, and then this is where we meet up with our characters again. And I love how Snowminton has an international airport. That's fucking hilarious. This little ass town has a whole airport. Okay. We're like an international airport. I can maybe buy it having an airport, but not an international one, but okay. So they travel, I think it's supposed to be like the Bahamas or something of the equivalent of that. And while they're, this is how Jack gets the fucking carrot. These two dudes who are just randomly stranded in the middle of the ocean, which just clearly looks like a lake. They clearly looks like a lake, but and it's supposed to look like they've been there for days, but okay. And then they end up fighting, and then yeah, Jack kills one of them, and then he kills the other one. It's supposed to be like Jack's the water. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah, then he's the carrot, and then yeah. So yeah, and the reason I mentioned the link because there's like a scene later where throughout the film, at least this is implied, that the sheriff has almost like he could feel Jack's presence. But it's, and then obviously his quote unquote arc is supposed to be that his family just sees him as crazy, and that, oh, and they're even trying to force like it's affecting his marriage with his wife, even though they never even set that up. It just, it's hilarious. So yeah, they get to the town, and then there's like a bunch of local people. Like there's these bunch of hot chicks. You got this Colonel character who he feels so out of. I love how like he doesn't feel like he even belongs in this movie. He feels like he should be in like some other movie. And so yeah, this agent, I think Manning was the character's name, basically. And his reveal is fucking hilarious because they always play. It's this like music that plays every time, and it's like stock fucking shock music. It's every time it plays, but basically he knows that Jack's around. Yeah, Jack kills a group of girls, which is just kind of funny because the first girl, he kills her by he tries to drop a bunch of icicles on her, but she kept moving. Which okay, that was funny. But then what makes it worse? He decides, you know what, I'm just gonna be a fucking big fucking thing of a big. He makes himself like an anvil that somehow has the weight because it's him in snow. It's a snow anvil, which somehow has the weight of an actual anvil. I love it. Then he kills the other girl. I don't really remember how he did the other one, but I remember the last one. He kills her with prongs in the eye. Like I love how over the top the kills are. Like even though the kills clearly look like fucking they had no budget in it at all. But so after that, Manning informs them about the snowman. They decide they're fucking big. Before that, this model and there's another character that you meet. I guess this model character and her cameraman is gay. Like, and they make him like very flamboyant, and he's trying to take a picture of her, and he wants her basically her tits to get like perky. So he decides to get her heaps, and then yeah, so Snowman poses ice cubes, and then puts it on. And I'll admit this part was kind of funny because he was making like noises, and it's hilarious like how much they didn't want to. They really didn't want to just have a guy in a snowman outfit the whole time again, so they just had him as a carrot. There's a bunch of ice. So yeah, he kills her somehow because I guess somehow it caused her just to spontaneously combust and she just blows up, which is just hilarious. And then yeah, he then actually gets in his he's now in his full cow and snowman form. And like through pictures you can see how the cameraman dies. And then Manning's idea is to form a party to basically lure Jack there. And Jack does fall for it initially, and they use like squirt guns. It's fucking funny. And they try to throw him in antifreeze, but this time, basically, due to his mutated state, he's now like basically impervious to snow to antifreeze. So he then like throws like a bunch of snowballs, and it starts like snowing in that resort just for some reason. And initially they think it's just a bunch of snowballs, but then they form and they're basically little baby snowmen. I'm wondering if these people who made this movie were really watching Gremlins, because it just seemed like the idea, like this, even though scene which is gonna be the thumbnail, you just see one of them drinking like alcohol. Like that seems like that's something straight out of Gremlins. It's like, did they just watch Gremlins and like he's just gonna spawn a bunch of babies? Because it's even done like Gremlins. So yeah, they form, but then they start attacking, and then they try to trap him, but nothing works. And the mom comes up with this concoction, which is like, I think this banana thing, and they start making banana. I guess banana fucks them up for some reason. And they decide to use bananas to destroy them all. And the scene is so hilarious how they make it so serious. And they are getting thrown fucking banana. They're throwing basically banana smoothies at them. And they start like dying. It's fucking hilarious. I love, like, that they try to make this seem like, oh, they're badass, they're taking out these monsters, and it's just the way the camera work is framed, and it's done so badly. I love it. Then Jack just comes back. Basically, they didn't want to use the snowman suit again. Oh, there's a scene where he kills like a woman in the pool. I forgot to bring that up. You know, like he poses as the water. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, he comes back, tries to kill them. They use the banana stuff, and he ends up. That's how they defeat him. Basically, with banana shit. It's fucking hilarious. I would say watch it. Like, it's not the great. Like I said, it's not a good movie objectively, but it is fucking hilarious. You can get fucked up and just see how like the acting is so bad, how cheaply made, the stock music. I fucking love. Like, this is music like you almost like find on like fucking PowerPoint or fucking iMovie. That's what I meant to say. This is like music you can find on iMovie. Like, it's shit like that. Like, the fact that it got a sequel is hilarious, and I'm happy. I'm happy it happened. It's like not good, but it is funny, and it actually you could watch the first one. Like I said, watch this one after the first one. It works. I like that they had Jack he had fun with his lines, even though he's not even in physical form like most of the movie. Like, they just cheaped out and are like, no, we're just gonna have him just talk as stuff, so we don't have to film him in a fucking snowman suit. And I love the little mutant babies, even though they were only there for like equivalent of like maybe 10 minutes and then they got destroyed, but they were funny. Just all around, I just had fun with it. Like, it's a dumb, fun, bad, schlocky horror movie. And that's what I wanted. That's all I really wanted from the Mean One, was something like that. Just give me that. And I can have fun. I can get fucked up and just sit back and laugh at the stupidity. You know, it's one of those movies. So I would definitely say watch Jack Frost 2 if you can brave watching the first one. But yeah. But tomorrow I am reviewing that dog shit After Earth, which that's M. Night's worst movie. As bad as The Last Airbender is, and I would say Last Airbender is more insulting, but After Earth is like, that is a movie that could have been good. Even the way they marketed it, it seemed like Will Smith was gonna be no, he gets injured. The way they even have him get injured is so fucking convoluted. Just so they can have him, it's a way so they can have him be out of the movie. So you can follow his bullshit son who cannot act. Jaden is not a good actor. Like, he worked in Pursuit of Happiness because he was like a little kid in that one. You know, and Will actually carried that movie. Will wasn't even doing shit in this. And they have him, like, the dialogue is bad. There's this, like, weird accent they have. The world they're in doesn't even make sense if you fucking break it down. It's such a bad movie. I think even, like, the creature designs weren't even that good. There was literally nothing good about it. It is everything wrong with filmmaking. And I don't understand what M. Night was even thinking with it. And it's boring as fuck. That's one thing I remember when I first watched. I'm like, God, this is so boring. And so convoluted. So you can have Will Smith get fucking taken out of the movie. So you have him get this crazy injury, which you could have easily had him survive the crash, if you really think about it. If you can, like, why didn't fucking... And then the amount of times they say, take a knee. Like, that's pretty much all Will Smith contributes to this fucking movie, is that line, take a knee. That's pretty much all he really says to his son the whole fucking time, is that line. Ugh, it's such a bad movie, man. And I remember, like, the CGI being really bad, and when, I don't even normally like pointing out CGI, because, like, I can ignore bad CGI when it's a fucking good story. It's just not, it's everything wrong, so I'm going to be going into that tomorrow. I'll be getting to Gremlins 2 this week, so I got something positive this week. I haven't watched, and then Thursday I'm going to be doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. I haven't watched that one in a while, so that one I could be going in blind. So hopefully that one will be good. But besides that, I'm gonna stop rambling here. But yeah, Jack Frost 2 is a dumb fun movie. But talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.